Have you ever felt like no matter how successful you are, you still don't feel good enough? You're not alone. There's so many people walking around feeling the same exact way that you do. I'm here to tell you that in order for us to tackle imposter syndrome, you have to get to the root issue. And most likely, that root issue stems from your childhood and the wounds that you received. Today, we are going to be diving deep into some of the childhood wounds that would have caused you to have these beliefs about yourself that has you stuck in imposter syndrome. I know that most people struggle, struggle with not feeling good enough. I have been one of those people, and I know that a lot of it stems from something that happened early on in my childhood. And most likely for you, there was something that happened early on in your childhood that just did not make you feel as if you're good enough. You probably attempted to do something and you did it with a smile and you were happy doing it. But someone stepped on your parade or rained on your parade and said, no, that's not how it should have been done. That wasn't good enough. And you internalized it. You may have always been compared to a sibling who was just a little smarter than you or a little more athletic. And it made you feel like you had to compete for someone's attention or someone's love. There's so many different issues that could have happened, and those were just a few that could have happened that made you feel the way you are as an adult because you internalized it and you said to yourself, you are going to prove them wrong. But what happens with that when we're trying to prove people wrong is we become perfectionists. And we know that there is no one perfect on this earth. And when you're not perfect and you feel like you're not good enough, you tend to procrastinate. You tend to place titles on yourself like imposter syndrome because you feel like you don't have the skills or you will never have the skills good enough. Let me help you with this one. Good enough for that parent that you were trying to please as a kid. That one hit home, didn't it? Because it hits home for me. So I know it hits home for you. But you're an adult now. You don't have to please the parent. The only person that you have to please is yourself. And if you have a higher power that you believe in, pleasing that higher power, if that's the direction that you want to go in. So I want you to take a look. This is the first actionable step today. I want you to take a look back at that first time that you felt that you were putting all of your effort in. You were being the best you could be. Write that down. And then I want you to say, who told you you weren't? What exactly did they say to you that day that brought you down here? What was it? Was it you could have cleaned the dishes a little better than that? And then was it the delivery? Did they yell at you? Did they punish you? Did they spank you? You got a B on your test and they were expecting an A. But you knew that was a concept or a subject that you tried your best in, but you couldn't fully grasp it enough to perform in an A range. But you were proud because you didn't get a C or a D or an F. You came home with a B. And they said to you, what is this? What am I looking at here? Why am I seeing a B? I'm expecting an A from you. This is not good enough. That seems to be a lot. If you look back at a lot of children, that is their biggest issue, bringing home certain grades when their parents expected them to obtain an A. Or maybe it's your sister does this better. She dances better than you. She sings better than you. Or how about, oh, your brother balls out better than you. He can dribble a ball and shoot at a hoop better than you. Or he plays football, he's a running back better than you. Or he hits the baseball better than you. Why can't you do it like your brother? There's a lot of root causes to why we feel like we are not good enough as adults. And we never, ever tackled it. And so today we're going to tackle it. You're writing down that first memory of what started you feeling not good enough. And you're writing down who did it and who said it. And once you write that down, I want you to ask yourself, how did you feel about it? Did you put your best effort in? Was it the best that you could give at that time? And if the answer is yes, then that was their issue, not yours. If the answer is no, have you progressed since then? Have you learned? Have you gotten better in that area since then? Because you have to give yourself a pat on the back if you did. We can't stay stuck. You can't stay stuck back there because you're living here right now today and you have a job. And like I said in my previous video, you have an obligation to give to others what and who you are. I need you to work through this exercise so you can figure out what your root cause is and so that you can fix what that root cause is, because you have a job to do here today. And if you're stuck back then, that means you're not present. You're not present right now. And you have to be present now so that you can give what you need to give now. Remember, everything you went through is designed not for you, but to help others. And if you're thinking of starting a business, you're aspiring to be in business, you have to be able to help others. Because we know this business world is about transformation, transforming others. But it does first start with ourselves. Because if we're not healed in those certain areas, then it's going to be very difficult for you to help others. Every business on this earth was to help some issue. McDonald's was to help those moms who were working hard at home to keep the children in place, to keep the home clean, to cook. It was to help them take a break from having to I don't want to use the word slave over over the stove, but basically that's what it was. And so McDonald's said, you deserve a break today. All of those things and businesses were created to make life easier. You were created to make someone's life easier, whatever your business is. If we're talking about a career, let's say you don't want to go in business. Let's say you just want to advance in your career. You still have to work with your issues because you have to make that department better. And if you don't feel like you're good enough, if you don't have the confidence and belief in yourself, who's going to believe in you? You don't believe in yourself. This is imposter syndrome. You don't believe in yourself. You have to work through these issues so that you can advance in life, period, regardless of whether it's a job, a 9 to 5, or a business. We've all gone through so many things in our lives, and we've let that shackle us throughout our lives. But we are at an age, and you are at an age, it's time to take the shackles off. You know why? Because you have control. You have 100% control over anything that you decide to do in your life. We can no longer, you can no longer blame history, blame your parents, blame your siblings, blame your childhood friends, blame your teachers. Because if we're talking about learning, you are in charge of learning now. So if there's anything that you need to know, including how to get rid of imposter syndrome and how to be the best that you can be and how to build your confidence and how to believe in yourself more, that starts with you. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to do that exercise. I need you to comment in the comment section what you believe. And it might be personal, but this is a community. But what do you believe was said to you as a child? Therapy is real. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed therapist. If you need licensed help, but we are a community. And so I want you to work through some of these things. But comment in the comment section what you believe started this belief of, I don't feel good about myself. You don't have to say who said it, but what was it that was said? I have a free workbook to help you get rid of imposter syndrome. It will be in the link in this video. I want you to work through those exercises. I promise you this stuff will help, but you have to do the work. One thing I cannot do is do the work. My name is Imani, and I help people like you stop waiting and start winning in this thing we call life. You deserve it. You deserve to be the best that you can be. You deserve to live the life of your dreams. You deserve to be healed. And you deserve to be able to help others and be authentically you. Join me in this series because we're going to be tackling this thing a little bit at a time. It's a lot. This is just the start. Your root cause is just the start. There's more to it because we know that life builds upon and builds upon. Because the worse we feel about ourselves, it's like the more we bring those type of energies to us. So our life, the first person that said that we are not good enough, there was more people adding to it and adding to it until we started really, really believing it. So it's time for you to stop believing it. You are good enough. You are great enough. So until next time, have a good night and believe that you can be everything and anything you desire to be. Take care.